evening, people. Hope everyone's good. So Nixie was live earlier on and Kermit was on comments. Now I literally just wanted to clarify a couple of things or whatever, and pretty much straight away Kermit was on the defence or whatever, coming out with mad shit or whatever. Oh, fucking, you're defending Easy, who's done X, Y and Z or whatever, blah blah blah. Now he seemed a little bit triggered. I'll start from the beginning. So basically I've asked, Easy is saying X, Y and Z, is this true? You know, to do with the image or whatever. Now this image of Easy's lad, now obviously to anybody normal, sharing pictures of anybody's child is nonsense as fuck, regardless or whatever. If it's gone a step further and then sexualising a picture or whatever, obviously, do you know what I mean? It's not a good look, is it? It's beyond nonsense when it goes to that level, in my opinion. Now, other people might think, no, it's fine. You know, I'm used to these fucking bottom feeder low levels. The bar set seems to be fucking Jupiter. So, I don't know. Is this shit normalised now and acceptable? To me, it's not. Do you know what I mean? Here's a good measure for you. Now, a lot of people think that Danny Jones, Hope's police, has no morals due to the fact he's generally always defending the rapist and making out that the child victim is somehow the monster. Now, if Danny Jones can look at an image that has been put out on Arthur Spaff's account and whatnot, and he can call it out himself, and that has happened, that should really tell you, like, give you a decent gauge of like where your morals should be at. I mean, it's one of them. Who wants to be less on the moral ladder than Danny Jones? Do you know what I mean? Have your say in the comments. For me, Danny Jones, it doesn't really get, I'd say it don't get any lower, but do you know what I mean? Then you've got to tie in Jupiter and stuff like that. To me, there's low levels of shit. It's like an onion of shit, different layers of shit, isn't there, realistically? Now, for me personally, anybody that goes beyond the person and to family members and friends and jobs and all this kind of whatever, you pond life, you're absolute scumbags. Do you know what I mean? This is poo-choo. People will have differences of opinions, and the moment you go beyond that, I mean, how many times have myself and Ghost, considering you hear people try and talk shit about me, you hear people try and talk shit about Ghost or whatever, how many times have you seen myself and Ghost have it out and whatever? We never go to silly levels. We never go to attacking people's family members or digging at children or any of that shit. Do you know what I mean? And we're what you would perceive to be opposite sides, enemies, I don't know, whatever you fucking, opposite sides of an important argument, I guess, or whatever. Call it whatever you want. But we've never gone to silly levels like that. Now, for some people, it just seems to be the norm now. Oh, I've had an argument, right? Okay, let's do this, let's do that, and there is like a little gang mentality around it, like some weird sticky, clicky fucking group or whatever. How many fucking times have you heard me say I would never stand with any of these cliques and groups and whatever? Because between them all, realistically, do you know what I mean? They've all done fucked up shit I would have nothing to do with. The first argument I had with Danny Jones was because he started trying to dox, or was threatening to dox, Vinnie Sullivan, and he dragged me on the show because myself and Vinnie had already had discussions in the past, let's say, or whatever. Now, it's one of them. Even when, you know what I mean, at that point in time, Danny Jones was trying to like pretend like he's on our side and he supports all this, what we do, blah fucking blah. We knew he was full of shit anyway. The moment he went down that line, I was obviously going to call him out, and I did so. Do you know what I mean? I was told by people like AJ, oh, he's a handy guy to have around, you know. I know it's not great, some of the stuff he does, blah blah blah, but he's an handy guy, technology wise. Fuck all that. The moment you abandon your morals that you entered into this fucking game with or whatever, do you know what I mean? You fucked it up anyway. You've lost all your fucking credibility. You no longer stand on fuck all. Now, Kermit is neither here nor there to me. You know what I mean? He's irrelevant. He's not even pretending to be on our side. I would say, going off what I've heard, probably doesn't like Tommy Robinson. Loudly and proudly admitted grassing easy up and put forward the evidence. And for their beliefs, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? Kermit and Kimmy over the hotel thing or whatever that Easy read out, their reasoning at the time was because they thought that there may be children in the hotels and it's a danger to children, blah blah blah. Now, if that's their belief, fine. Do you know what I mean? That's fine or whatever. Now, to me, it's one of them. The things that get said on YouTube or whatever versus what people will say on the street, face to face, would be massive difference. Absolutely massive. Now, some of the shit that I've been hearing over and over is all the attacks on people with disabilities. Now, it's one of them, when you're going down that road and you're attacking people for a disability or whatever, you're not just offending the person that you're aiming it at or whatever. That ripple effect goes massive. Now, for some people, they may not have had children. Do you know what I mean? For some people, like Taff, he has a child or whatever. Now, it's one of them. Everybody's kids. Do you know what I mean? You don't know what's going to go on in the near future. You could end up where you've got a disabled child in your family yourselves. Now, Jupiter knows, because her son, no, it's not her son, her brother is severely disabled, severe special needs or whatever. So, it's one of them. I can't use Jupiter as a benchmark, realistically. I know a lot of people seem to do that, but I think it's strategic, to be honest. If you can make everyone look like Jupiter, and it doesn't help that people are going that way, it's easy to just go, oh look, this is what the right are about or whatever. Now, they're not going to draw into that Jupiter may well just be an infiltrator and purposely makes the perceived right look bad by doing all the fucked up shit that she does. Not being funny, but how can you be against grooming gangs and all that, but then sit there with Wendy and mock a grooming victim, ridicule a fucking victim, a survivor, make out that they're a scam or this, that and the other? How can you actually make out to be that you actually give a fuck about anybody that's been groomed? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. How can you be asked about the abuse of children when you lose an argument on YouTube? Your fellow, Hector, literally tells the internet that he's going to pray for abuse to happen to all the people that didn't believe their, Discord 2. Now, for all the people that are around Jupiter now, ask yourself this question, yeah? Did Discord 2 actually happen, or was it just made up? Bear in mind what's been said in the past, because these things probably will get brought back up or whatever. Yeah? Jupiter's by far not the only one that can go, right, okay, I'll pull a fucking video from here, pull a video from there, blah, blah, blah. As people know, I will pull out fucking evidence for whatever. So, bear in mind, when everyone was against Jupiter and everyone was fucking slagging her off and he was all fucking ganging up, doing this, that and the other, what was your thoughts then as to compared to what are your thoughts now? Did Discord 2 actually happen, or was it a big setup? Bear in mind, they dragged Luke into it and said, oh, yeah, we're going to give this fucking wonky cunt Luke's phone number and we want him to do whatever on Luke's channel. Why? Jupiter's got 4 strong channels. She's got all these connections. She's got all this whatever, apparently. So why was they dragging Luke into it? Ask yourself the basic questions, realistically. Yeah? Now, we all know Discord fucking won or whatever. The only reason that fell apart and they weren't able to hold somebody to account is because Jupiter deleted the evidence. That's a fact. She tried blaming it on Crystal for fucking 2 years. Trying to intimidate her, trying to blackmail her. Oh, we're gonna put this out, we're gonna put that out. Blah, blah, blah. Making fucking... chucking her name around the internet and saying, oh, I've not doxed her, I've not put out the address. It was intimidation tactics from day one. Now everybody's seen it for what it is. So when we move to Discord 2, realistically, who genuinely actually thinks that that was real and was not a setup from day one? Yeah? Not being funny, but how many people was made out to be a fucking nonce from Jupiter off the back of that? Off the back of 1 or fucking 2. I know there's at least, off the fucking Discord 1, at least 20-30 people was made a paedophile, a fucking nonce or whatever, for sharing. It's changed a bit on it. First it was a video, then it was an image, then there's fucking 2 images. Regardless, CSA was put into a Discord, and how many people actually was pointed out as a nonce or whatever. She's tried remixing it as of late, going, oh no, I just said it was suspicious. No, you didn't. You literally called individuals and fucking people in groups nonces, paedophiles, whatever. That happened. It is that simple. That's what the evidence shows us. That's what everybody's aware of. So to now, for people to be back around that situation, not being funny, but it's weird. It is proper weird. Now, apparently Taff if Taff goes live tonight or whatever, Kermit's going to jump on. With Taff's permission, obviously, it's his channel. Myself and Kermit have had a little back and forth in Nixie's comment section tonight, and I've said to him, well, if Taff's live tonight, you know, we can jump on and we can have a chat. You know, literally, when I spoke to him, I was just clarifying his position, if you like, or whatever. And straight away he's gone to, oh, you're defending this, you're defending that. So, Kermit, if you're listening, I'll put your name on the thing or whatever. I would tag you, but like I said on your fucking thing when you on comments today or whatever, oh, you're always on my channel, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I can't even fucking think of the last time I seen one of your videos. I heard enough. And I think you lost channels in between, and since then I've never subbed. I'm not subbed now. I can't think of the last video I watched of yours. That's how irrelevant, realistically, you are. One thing that I don't like, Kermit, and I'll be honest, is the just constant digs at the disability side of things or whatever. I get it, you've got no kids or whatever. Hopefully, you know, if you do ever cross that bridge and you have kids or whatever, you don't have kids with disabilities or whatever, because realistically, having somebody that talks about people with disabilities like that shouldn't really be having kids anyway. Buy a dog or something, I don't know. But kids, do you know what I mean? It's proper mad. Now, the thing is, when you offend people like that on disability, it's just one of them. Just think of what you're actually saying online and then think about it. Would you say it in, say, I don't know, a pub, or it could be taking the kids out at a park or whatever. You could be, you know, it could be shopping, it could be fucking anywhere or whatever. Would you come out with what you're saying online in a public place or whatever? And do you think that somebody wouldn't punch you in your mouth for coming out with shit like that? In this day and age, realistically, everybody is affected by somebody who has some form of disability. It's rife, it's all over the show. There's a million reasons it could be, and it's quite a fucking task to deal with or whatever. Now, to have little shit cunts saying the most vilest of shit or whatever, 110%, if I was in a public fucking setting and somebody come out with that shit or whatever, do you know what I mean? I'm not just going to sit by idly and think, oh well, you know, that was a bit wrong, that was a bit naughty. It will get intervened, it is that simple. Now, this is what I mean when people say dumb shit online. Do you know what I mean? It's like, for me, it would just be a case of these people are shit cunts, but when they're doing it over and over and over and over and over again, and you've got like people revving it up or whatever, it's just, it's proper fucking low level shit, innit? Now, I guarantee all the people that come out of all this shit, the attacks on disabilities and whatever, they won't say fuck all. Jupiter runs her fucking mouth so much or whatever online. She wouldn't say that shit in Speaker's Corner or anywhere, like, do you know what I mean? Anywhere in public, because it's just common sense. General public will be fucking, do you know what I mean, highly offended by that shit or whatever, to the point where someone will give you a fucking punch in the face. It is that simple. That is the world we live in or whatever. People will punch you in the face for saying shit like that or whatever. It's disgusting. It is fucking vile. Now, I'd like Kermit to jump onto Taffs and show me any examples or all examples of me defending Easy tonight, yesterday, last week, week before. the last month, the last year, or ever. Yeah? I guarantee you'll fail. Now, like Easy, like with Easy, and like with everybody else, I'll just tell you how it is, how I see it. I don't sugarcoat anything for anybody. I've always spoke my mind or whatever, and people can like it or people can lump it, and I honestly ain't going to give a fuck either way. I've always been like that, and I'll always continue to be like that. It is that simple. Now, I think Easy knows, do you know what I mean? We've had this discussion or whatever a couple of times in the past or whatever, and I've said the same to him as I've said to other people, whether it be Taff or whatever, do you know what I mean? All this is just madness or whatever. It goes beyond YouTube, and it gets silly, it gets too personal. Once you're dragging family members and jobs and shit into things or whatever, do you know what I mean? It's no longer fucking right or whatever. Anyone can have an argument on YouTube. Two grown men can go meet each other and have it out, have a fucking straightener or whatever. But the moment you go, oh well, actually, he's not pissed off enough, so what I'm going to do is drag in the kids and, try and get in the sack from his job and blah blah blah. Taff's seen it. Taff's fucking felt it. Taff's lost the fucking job because of it. They've made reports into his family and all sorts. You've had Danny Roscoe having fucking Prevent question his kids or whatever. I've had my lad, his face, his Facebook, his phone number, you name it, everything put out. It started off on Wake Up UK, and it's done its fucking rounds around third party trolls, which people like Wake Up UK and Jupiter enroll into the situation and hand over information that they've gathered or whatever, because the trolls, because these people like to shut people down. They'll sit in little fucking creepy groups or whatever, going, oh well, which video should we take down today, which channel should we attack today? And to them, do you know what I mean, that's normal. Now, to anyone that's actually about freedom of speech, sorry, but that's not part of it. Now, it just is what it is, I guess. I'm quite happy to have a chat with Kermit. Now, Kermit tonight has admitted certain things. He seems to be insistent on Arthur Spaff not being a nonce. Now, Danny Jones and everyone that was on the show and whatever seem to agree that, yeah, Arthur Spaff is a nonce and a wrong-un and he shouldn't be doing shit like that, blah, blah, blah. And even Danny Jones discarded him, and he did that publicly or whatever. So for somebody like Kermit to be saying, no, he's not, like getting all triggered and pissed off like he does, that's just your opinion. Anybody normal, even to the level of Danny Jones, can see that that person is a wonky cunt, a wrong-un, a fucking nonce. Now, even Jupiter in the past has said anyone that goes to Facebook, blah blah blah, they're a nonce. I mean, she's around that many nonces that have done that. She's actually fucking, do you know what I mean, an advocate for it. But she has said them words, because realistically, that's the norm, and Jupiter will try and make out as often as possible that she is the norm. Now, to me, the norm, and being on that level, it wouldn't have you singing dig up your kids to a mother of murdered children because of an argument on YouTube. Oh, she don't like me. So what? She don't like you, block her, you mad cunt. That's what the block button's for. No, I'm going to sing up dig up your kids every fucking time or whatever. And she's not ashamed of it. You've heard her again. How many times? Now, just like any other community Jupiter's been in, she destroys it from within. She's doing it on the auditing community at the moment, trying to set one against the other like she does or whatever. You've seen her do it many times. She tried it with me and that simp only a week or two ago. So that's what she's about. She'll make out she's your biggest fan, this, that and the other, and then destroys it from the inside, plays people off each other and sits back milking the views off it like they're doing the big fight for it or whatever. But they know full well they're destroying these things from within. Not being funny, but you think now, if Jupiter was to be wearing a security vis vest thing or whatever at the next demo, like she was on the previous demo, do you know what I mean? For people that are now made into enemies, Paul Thorpe, people like that or whatever, all they have to do is go, oh right, well, you know, this person and that person what are trying to attack me and slander me and make out things, this, that and the other. All we have to do is do what Jupiter does. Oh, let's look who the mods are. When Jupiter's your mod, do you know what I mean? And there's just countless, endless fucking exhibits of evidence that everybody's aware of that show Jupiter to be the most vile cunt on the internet or whatever for a nearly 60-year-old woman. Do you know what I mean? It's not a good look. It's not a good look in any way, shape or form. Just that alone, going off, you got to remember Jupiter's already set the standard of it don't matter what content you play. You can play someone's content, but it don't mean you support them, blah blah blah. But if you've got mods or whatever, you're deeming that them people are decent people, yeah? So when you're looking at these auditor channels that have now got these people like Jupiter as a mod or whatever, do you know what I mean? We've got to keep that line of consistency. So, do you know what I mean? Do the maths. It's very simple. If it's bad for one, it's bad for another. If it's not bad for one, then it's not bad for another, is it? We have to be consistent. Now, people can make up their own minds, you know what I mean? They're going to do regardless. It's just one of them. I've never set out to make a channel, make a community, this, that and the other. The only time I did do was Rude Awakening, and it was kind of a social experiment and giving Danny Jones enough rope to hang himself, see what he did with it or whatever. Now, it is that simple, realistically. I mean, even that, I think we only did about, I don't know, about 8 or 10 shows or something like that. And every time we went live or whatever, there was like 350 people watching or whatever while it's live, and then loads of views after. It's very easy, realistically, to put something together and a decent panel together and whatever. And you will, you know what I mean, you will get more views than Jupiter or more views and whatever. And these people have been at it years, so that should really tell you all you need to know. Generally, a decent channel owner will generally keep the same following. You know, the people from day one or whatever should really still be around 7 years later or whatever. Now, it seems to be only a handful, and most of them seem to be avatars that never speak, never jump on a panel, whatever. So you could draw your own conclusions from that, realistically. Are these real people? Are these people in Jupiter's figment of imaginations? Bear in mind, she told you her son gave her a handful of fucking stolen phones anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's not hard, is it? Now, don't get me wrong, there is a couple of people around that community, as there will be in any community. There'll always be a few decent people, and how they don't like pull her up on a shit or whatever, it's one of them, innit? If you're trying to make out you're a patriot, you know, a decent friend, a decent person in your community or whatever will set you straight if they can see you going off course and you're going on a mad one and you're going to make people look bad and you're going to put a bad light on the movement as a whole or whatever. Do you know what I mean? They'll put you right or whatever. There don't seem to be many that do that over there, does there? And you can see why, because the moment people speak out, Jupiter starts spitting fucking monster munch all over the gaff or whatever, and going mad at these people or whatever. Usually they'll get dashed, put on a naughty step. So you can see why people don't speak out, but you can also see why it's one of them, innit? She gained 1,000 subs over the riots, and I said at the time, it will literally take them no time at all to work out that you're a shit cunt, and they will just come away. Now, for a while, for a week, maybe 10 days, she had about 500-600 people watching her live, and she was buzzing. She was absolutely buzzing. Pulling Wendy in for a fucking second shift and all this shit or whatever. And then people seeing straight through her bullshit. You know, she'd been sending people from her channel, oh, go into that channel and tell them that Jupiter sent you, blah, blah, blah. Be good little simps, go and do me bidding for me. Make sure you tell them my channel name. And then obviously by doing that, it brings people from that channel to that channel. And she did that over all them channels and gained 1,000 subs. Where are they now? Still stuck with the same 100 people watching your shit. You know what I mean? A fucking 7 years later. Now, like I say, do you know what I mean? Rude Awakening, it's only been going for 10 weeks. We had like 3,500 people watching every time. Sometimes quite a lot more or whatever. So if it had continued on with that from then to now, you'd have loads and loads and loads of views on that or whatever. You know what I mean? It was actually an active panel. There's people jumping on with all sides of arguments and discussions and fucking whatever. It was just one of them. The ball can be booted, and wherever it lands, people will play it. It's that simple. Now, before that, the only channel really that I actually fucking bothered with or whatever was a channel called Want Islam Out of UK, Join Me. Now, had about, I think it was 9-10 months that I had it, and in that time it gained over 5,000 subscribers. Very active channel, very active in general, and it's one of them. If I wanted to do something, if I wanted to grow a channel, if I wanted to put a panel together and absolutely blow these wankers out of the water, I could do very easily. The thing is, it's your target audience that you kind of like, do you know what I mean? I'm very picky choosy. I won't just have, you know what I mean? I won't just have scumbags around me or whatever. They'll get a couple of warnings or whatever, they'll get a bit of advice, and if it carries on, I'll just disown them. It is that simple. Now, people may remember that or whatever, that Taff got blocked by Dave or whatever. Now, why he then turned round and made out it was me that blocked him, I have no idea. It tells you on the thing that you've been blocked by the person or whatever. But Taff was saying, oh, why did I block him? I thought, well, you know, it wasn't me or whatever. As far as I know, it comes up on the fucking screen or whatever. Could be wrong, but do you know what I mean? It's one of them. And then when he's asked or whatever, I said, well, I think it was Dave or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not the only one to see these things that go on that don't look great or whatever. And if people are going to the lengths, I mean, Dave's known you a lot longer than I have, Taff. Do you know what I mean? But he's blocked you or whatever. You need to ask yourself that question, or better still, go and ask Dave the question, why did he block you? I'm sure Dave will be very forthcoming in telling you why you got blocked. It's not really hard to work out, is it, realistically? It seems a lot like you don't really stand on anything tough. Do you know what I mean? Jupiter's literally shit all over you, as she has done many other people, and it's like you're lapping it up and whatever. When we had our last chat, when myself and Jupiter, I can re-air it or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You were still like, even after myself and Jupiter had gone at it and whatever. Do you know what I mean? So your memories jogged as to what went on or whatever in that period of time where myself and her was chatting or whatever. And you're still like, oh, I think Jupiter's a good person. So, yeah, it's mad. It's like you don't stand on anything, realistically. Do you know what I mean? Knowing full well that Jupiter enrolled Bleeding and Esau around that time where you're getting attacked, and they went into anything and everything they could do to fuck up your shit. And she's still, you know what I mean, blackmailed by him today or whatever. All this evidence has been put out. I have tagged you to certain things, Taff, just so you're aware. Do you know what I mean? Now, it's your choice. Do you know what I mean? If you want to be around Jupiter and you want to think that the sun shines out of her ass and big up Jupiter and all this shit or whatever, that's on you, innit? That's only going to affect your credibility, not mine. Now, to me, it's just one of them, innit? Like, you're always moaning about, oh, Esau took my job, blah, blah, blah. We don't know who took your job, Taff. We really don't. I mean, like I've said at the time, there was only a few people watching that day. Wake Up UK was one of them, and he was actually the one which was making a big thing of, oh, you've shown your logo now, rah, 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 this, that and the other, rather than just email you or something and tell you to delete it.